Hi, I'm Barb. Welcome to my craft studio. Mary Vlogmas, day 14. Today I thought I'd talk a little bit about holiday candy and snack making. I'm going to do cookies in a different video, I think. But I have my little, this is one I typed up a few years ago because I had people asking. I used to give candy as treats at work and teachers and things, and they started asking for the recipes. So I started typing them up and including them with what I with the recipes, with the cookies or candies or whatever was in there. So I was just going to go through this and see what a couple of these I didn't make very often because it just happened to be the year that I did this. 3 chocolate fudge is one I used to make all the time. It's a taste of home recipe, so if you're interested in it, you can find it by searching 3 chocolate fudge taste of home. It's really good. It's foolproof. No candy thermometer needed. I like any candy recipe that doesn't need a candy thermometer. I have one, but I just don't. They're more work than I want to do, I guess. This one is one I really liked. I've done different variations on it where I've used, it calls for mainly chocolate, but I've used like white chocolate, and I've used mint M&Ms in instead of the nuts to give it a little bit of crunch because my youngest daughter doesn't like nuts. So that's something I kind of did to give a little bit of crunch to it without having the nuts. I don't make it anymore because it makes so much. When I used to share with coworkers and such like that, I can bake bigger batches like that and be fine. Maple cream bonbons is my next one. That's a favorite of mine. I like maple cream. My mom used to have a really great recipe for those, and my sister actually asked me, she said, I know you took a lot of mom's recipes. Do you have that one? I said, no. I said, I have a maple cream bonbon, but it is not mom's recipe because I know my mom used some sort of wax, I believe, in her chocolate. And no, I've looked through all of her recipes, and she had a few different chocolate recipes that she made, and I couldn't find it. I said, I have a different recipe that I like. I said, it's not mom's. You can tell it's not mom's. It doesn't taste the same, but it is still really good. So I gave her that, but I said that would have been one I would have included in the family recipe book if I'd found it, because it was something I associated with my mom. Was making those every year for a long time. Peanut butter snowballs is one I used to make all the time. I used to double that recipe. I haven't made it in a while. It uses a white, I think I started using a vanilla coating rather than the white chocolate because my youngest daughter doesn't like white chocolate, but she even still puts the vanilla, prefers milk chocolate or dark chocolate, but she would eat them with the vanilla. She wouldn't eat them with the white chocolate. So I think the last few years they've made something like that. Nutty chocolate marshmallows I made a couple of years. My mom made them a few times, and hers look so pretty. Mine just look like a mess. Chow mein candies, that's one my daughter likes. The oldest daughter likes. The youngest daughter doesn't like it because it has peanuts in it. It wasn't a favorite of mine. I mean, I liked them, but there wasn't a favorite. Chocolate covered pretzels, I think most people do those. A lot of times I would do those after making one of the other ones because I'd always have some chocolate left, so I'd have pretzels on hand and just use up that leftover chocolate by dipping pretzels in it. White chocolate Chex Mix is one my son used to really like. I haven't made it the last few years. It's called white chocolate, but it uses vanilla chips, so it's really not white chocolate. It's vanilla Chex Mix. I don't know why they call it white chocolate. Of course, Chex Mix. Now, I've done some variations on that over the years. I don't too often just make the standard Chex Mix. We do ranch. We flavor it ranch. I've done a seafood variety where you use like Old Bay seasoning. Several years ago, I was just messing around and I wanted like a sweet version, so I used chocolate Chex, cinnamon Chex, like chocolate Cheerios, and I melted butter and I put a hot cocoa packet in there and used that as the coating, and then added whatever other things that I wanted, pretzels and whatever. You know, I kind of wing it when I make my Chex Mix now. I throw in whatever I want. I like to use Crispix rather than Chex, because then I only have to buy the one box because it's got the corn and the rice. A lot of times we skip the wheat. Just I started doing that with my daughter-in-law has a gluten sensitivity or allergy. I'm not sure what level she's criteria, but she can't eat gluten anyway. She's intolerant of it, I guess. So wheat Chex was something I just started leaving out for that, and it was our least favorite anyways. I prefer the corn or rice, so we usually make that. I was thinking about, I have a barbecue seasoning. I was thinking about trying a barbecue Chex Mix, but I've done one for a few years. I don't have that recipe here, but it was a Barefoot Contessa Ina Gardens recipe. It used cornflakes and chocolate. It was really good. I'm thinking about trying this one this year. It's a Skinny Taste recipe. It's dark chocolate peanut butter swirl bark. I don't know if I'll make it, but it looked really good. I was going to see if there was anything else. This year I did a fudge. I don't have that recipe here either, but it used vanilla frosting, vanilla chips, and you melted those. You divided the mix into 3. You left one white, and you colored one red and one green, and then you spooned it into a pan and then kind of ran a knife through it to swirl it. It was a really soft, creamy fudge. It was good. I did modify the recipe a little bit. I added some peppermint extract to one of the colors just to make it kind of a pepperminty flavor. This one I have been making the last few years for fudge because it makes a little bit less, is Easy Peppermint Fudge. It's a Pioneer Woman recipe. You just melt chocolate chips and sweetened condensed milk together, and then pour it into your pan, and then sprinkle some crushed peppermint candies on it. I'm thinking about writing a blog post with the recipes. Ones like that, I would just put a link to their recipe because it's not mine. None of them are technically mine. Oh, I do have that other one. It was a Betty Crocker one, the 3-ingredient swirl fudge. But I was thinking about writing recipes. Some of them I don't know where they come from, so I can't give credit to where they go. None of them are my personal recipes, but where I know where they belong, I would definitely give the credit to them. But it's something we enjoy doing. I usually make some, and then my daughter makes some. My daughter has made like her own gumdrops the last several years. I don't know if she's done it yet this year. I'm assuming not, because we've been kind of what we do when we bake, and right this time of year is we split the recipe in half, and we send it to each other. We don't live that far from each other. They're like one street over. We can look out our back window and see their house. So anyways, since I have a little bit of time, I am going to tack this onto the video. I did get some card making done yesterday. This is actually a gift card holder. It's a Dreaming Tree file. I think, I'm not 100%, but I think it was a freebie file. It just opens up like this, and then you can put a gift card here, and it says chill if you can't read it. And then you can put the gift card right there. I probably won't use these this year because usually there's a few people we give like restaurant gift cards, and right now you can't go to restaurants. I mean, you can order, you can do dine out, but we can't eat in restaurants right now. Our positivity rate is too high. So I really don't want to give something like that they probably wouldn't use. Next year, hopefully we can be back to somewhat of a normal. That's all going to depend on basically whether people start following the rules or not, because the longer it takes people to follow the rules, the longer this goes on. This one is another Dreaming Tree one. This one I know was part of a bundle. And with his bundled ones, you can either buy the whole bundle, which is usually 3 or 4 items, or you can buy the items individually if you just want one file. It's got a little belly band, so that slides off. It's catching on something here. This one is called the Noel Twist Pop card, I believe. And you will see why in a second. It pops out to say Noel. And I'm thinking one of my little gems fell off somewhere. Nope, I just had a spare. Because there was an extra gem when I opened the envelope. Ah, now that it's open and closed a few times, it shuts back up easier. But there's that. I'm going to do this from the other end because then I don't have to slide it as far. I was just trying to create a place to put my extra Christmas cards too. In the past, I always made hubby buy me a card. But with what's going on here, I might have shared this one. No, this is the one I just made. This is another Dreaming Tree one. This is the Holly Jolly Reindeer card, I believe. I'll find out if I'm right there in a second. I wonder if I put that belly band on before it dried completely because it doesn't want to slide off. Either that or I folded it too snug. That might have been what I did, is I folded it too snug. But it's okay. I think that's what I did, is I folded it too snug. I shouldn't have. My score marks weren't very good, so I kind of guessed on where it was, and I think I guessed a little too tight. It will come off there, though. It'll just take me a while. There we go. And then it kind of pops up. You can see why it's called the Holly Jolly Reindeer card. It's cute. That one I will wait to put the belly band back on. Oh, that's the last one I have. I just figured I would show those at the end of this because I haven't done a whole lot. I did get everything that I cut yesterday assembled. I want to try to get a few more cut and assembled today. Anyways, thanks for joining me. Let's see. Let's do an extra entry today. Do you do any baking? And if so, if you make a candy or snack mix, what is your favorite candy or snack mix to make or to eat? Thanks for joining me. I'll catch you next time.